purchase that makes you look wealthy is often the one making you less of it, not because the item is overpriced, because of what it displaces. The people spending 20 to 30% of their income on appearances are not making a style choice. They are making a financial choice, and the math on that choice is specific. Here are 10 wealth moves that cost more than they look. Every item on this list has a number attached to it, not a judgment, a cost. By the end, you will know exactly which moves are working against you and by how much. The starting point is the same for all 10. Two people, same income. One is building wealth, one is performing it. The difference between them is not talent, income, bracket, or discipline in any abstract sense. The difference is 10 specific financial moves and whether you are making them. Move 1. You buy the base model of the expensive thing. Not because you want the experience, because you want the badge. The base model luxury car costs $3,000 more than the fully loaded mid-range car it underperforms. The badge is the purchase. The catch, if the car genuinely delivers something, the drive, the interior, the safety rating, and it fits without compression, this is a different calculation. What the number reveals is the gap. People optimizing for appearance spend 20 to 30% of income on status items. People building wealth spend 2 to 5% or less. The base model is not the problem. The compression that follows it is. Move 2. There is a version of income that exists only in future tense. The deal about to close, the investment about to pay off, revenue stated as income, $500,000 gross becoming $50,000 net without the correction ever being made. The money is not real until it clears. The catch, projecting forward is not inherently false signaling. Planning for an expected payment is different from performing it socially. What you are watching for is the pattern, always future, never present. Every genuinely wealthy person you can think of will be hard to get a specific number from. The number they never give you is the real one. The performance of wealth talks. The accumulation of it does not. Move 3. The bag costs $5,000. The savings account holds $2,000. The bag is worth more than the account. The account is the one that matters. The rule that applies here is simple. If the item represents 2 to 3 months of your income, you are not building wealth around it. The catch. The 30% discretionary rule gives you a maximum monthly figure. Even at $10,000 a month, one luxury item can consume that entire budget in a single purchase. That is not a prohibition. That is the arithmetic. The question that follows, what replaces the emergency fund if you spend it on the shelf? Move 4. You share news. The response redirects. Your promotion becomes their larger one. Your holiday becomes their business class upgrade. The pattern is not rudeness, it is financial insecurity performing in real time. The catch, context matters. Someone who grew up with nothing and just broke through has earned the comparison. What you are watching for is the reflex. Every success triggers the redirect. People who are genuinely building something do not need your success to be smaller than theirs. The redirect is the signal. Move 5. Move 5 is the one most people will not admit applies to them. The purchase is not complete until it is documented. The holiday only happened if it generated content. The $1,000 shopping trip earns views. The $1,000 moved to savings does not. The catch, social media is not uniformly a performance trap. What you are watching for is the sequencing, purchase first, documentation second, as the consistent pattern. Fake engagement compounds it. Followers purchased, likes manufactured, the social proof as artificial as the financial image beneath it. The wealth is not in the post. The wealth is in the account the post never mentions. Move 6. This one looks like the smart move. It is not. The car costs 50,000. At end of lease, it will be worth 30,000. You are financing the $20,000 difference, plus interest, plus fees, and returning the car at the end. Then you do it again with a new car. The catch: legitimate business use with tax offset changes the arithmetic materially. This is specifically about leasing because the monthly payment fits. Leasing is one of the most expensive ways to access a vehicle, and the payment fitting your budget is the least useful test of whether it is the right move. A used version of the same car, purchased, beats the lease on every financial metric except the feeling of driving something new. The feeling is real. The cost of it is also real. Move 7. The stitching is wrong. The leather is different. The logo placement is off by 4 millimeters. The counterfeit is the most compressed version of this list. You pay for status you do not receive from a product that does not perform at a price that still registers as a cost. The catch: the stated rationale, I like the design, is testable. If the design is genuinely the draw, the same budget buys an original product from a brand within range that delivers the craft the counterfeit cannot. You are not getting status. You are not getting craftsmanship. The cost is real, and both things you paid for are not. Move 8. It is not a scam, not technically. It is faster than normal, just not as fast as the pitch suggests. Forex, dropshipping, NFTs, options trading, MLM. The failure rate across all of them sits near 99% for participants who enter without prior expertise. The catch: a very small fraction of people succeed in every one of these categories. The problem is not the category. It is entering it because the story sounds like a shortcut. The shortcut feeling is the cost you pay before you spend a dollar. Move 9. You are managing your money in a specific way. Someone nearby has an unprompted view on how you are doing it wrong. You should have upgraded your apartment at half your current income. The catch: financial situations vary enough that almost no external benchmark is transferable. Someone optimizing their own cost base against a deliberate savings target is doing something the critic is not accounting for. What the condescending correction reveals is not expertise. It reveals that someone needs your financial choice to be wrong in order for their own to be right. Your situation is not their situation. The arithmetic belongs to you. Move 10. Every item broadcasts a brand name. The watch, the belt, the bag, the shoes, each one chosen to be legible at distance. The wealthiest people you can identify in any room are rarely the ones you can read from across it. The signal is loudest when the underlying position is least secure. The quietest people in the room are usually the ones who could buy it. The catch: one or two intentional items at genuine quality is a different financial and aesthetic choice from head to toe brand architecture purchased on compression. Real wealth does not need to be read from across the room. It does not need to be read at all. The verdict: 10 moves. Each one has a cost attached. None of them are moral failures. They are the logical output of a financial environment that rewards the appearance of wealth more visibly than the accumulation of it. The entry-level status purchase, the future tense income, the asset that exceeds the savings account, each one makes sense in the moment and costs across the year. The question is not whether you have made any of them. The question is which ones you are still making, and what the annual cost of each adds up to when you run the number. The person spending 20 to 30% of income on appearance and the person spending 2 to 5% over 5 years, those two lines do not cross. They separate. And once they separate, they do not come back together. Which of these 10 applies to you right now? And which one are you eliminating first? Drop both below. One shift changes everything.